A summoning portal. Stay alert.
Well, you've been naughty. And you know what happens when you're naughty.
Gods damn it. Anyone but her.
God's damn devil! Get out of my fucking camp before I run you through!
Now? But I'm just getting comfy. Call me Mizora. I'm Will's patron, the fount of his power. My pet's been unruly, and his leash needs a yank. We had a deal, Will. But Karlak's still breathing.
I've taken more pleasant shits than you, Mizora. And at least those can be buried after.
That's no kind of talk for a lady. By the way, Karlak, Zariel sends her regards.
You told me! Devils only! She's a tiefling, not a monster!
How precious. The little pupster's found his bark.
Clause G, Section 9. Target shall be limited to the infernal, the demonic, the heartless, and the soulless.
Karlak meets the criteria by virtue of having no heart.
You're not laying a damn finger on Karlak, you wretched fiend.
Don't you worry. That ship has long sailed the Styx. But a defiant pup must still pay his price. To wit.
Will burns in the fires of Avernus. The lightning storms of Dis strike his flesh. His soul passes through each layer of the hells, gaining their essence and their torment.
That's better.
What the hells have you done?
The promise broken, the price paid. You know the terms.
Get used to the new form, pet.
There's no going back. Some magic even I can't undo.
Now, let's see how the frontiers fare without their precious blade.
Karlak, keep an eye on him, would you? I'll be keeping mine on you. Oh, and Will, don't forget, our pact still stands. Ta-ta.
I'll be honest, soldier. I'm reeling. Will hardly knows me, but he chose my life over his. Been a long time since someone stuck their neck out for me like that.
Will is a good man. Frankly, he may well be the best of us. He's spent much of his life protecting others and bringing justice to the wicked.
You can say that again. When he was chasing me through Avernus, I thought he was just another sad merc. How wrong I was.
Hope you're keeping well, friend.
It's great to see you too, Scratch. Such a good boy.
Ah, glad you've a moment for me. My, predicament has become rather urgent. I need a magical artifact to consume. Right now. We've already found enough magic to soothe its disquiet. If you'll just give me what I need.
Of course, Gale. I was wondering, though, what happens to the item exactly when you use it.
I will consume the magic inside. What was a powerful artifact will be rendered no more than a trinket, but it will save my life, even if only temporarily.
Fortunately, we've found a fair number of magic items so far in our travels. Here, take this.
Thank you.
Feeling better, I hope?
That hit the spot. I can feel it work. The magic, it's like a lullaby that sings to sleep the demon inside. A metaphorical demon, I haste to point out, but no less dangerous. And no less bound to wake up again to continue its ravages. Such is the nature of all monsters.
Perhaps now you could tell me what all this is supposed to be in aid of. The last time we discussed the issue, you were quite vague on details.
Grateful as I am, the course of our camaraderie is much better served by not taking that particular detour. Not just yet. Sincerely, though. I understand I ask a lot from you with few answers in return. But in time, all will be told.
Don't mention it. I'm just glad I could help with your condition.
My lady, I bow to your boundless kindness.
Gods damn her, straight back to the hells. Just look at me. I did what was right, and Mazora made me pay for it. I'd be hunting devils and demons, she said. Traitors and hypocrites, heartless evils of all sorts, but not Zariel's victims. Not innocent tieflings.
Warlock pacts tend to be unforgiving from what you know of them. Will was lucky he didn't face a more severe punishment.
Cambion fiends the likes of her are not known to be remotely forgiving. You're lucky she didn't take your soul for breach of contract.
I'd count my lucky stars for it, but I reckon luck is on holiday. I'm only alive because my patron still has use for me. It's Mazora who grants me the power to conjure armor and cast eldritch blasts. Before I was infected, I could even call hell beasts and summon festering clouds, but I promise you, every thrust of my blade and every flame I sparked was for the good of the coast.
Just how in the hells did you get involved with Mazora in the first place? You did not strike me as the type of man to make deals with devils.
The one little question that put me out of house and home. I can't utter the terms or circumstances of the pact. I can tell you most all else, but the pact, I'm forbidden, unless Mazora permits it. But I'll say this. The moment I pacted myself to Mazora, I have not regretted for a heartbeat. It was my proudest deed. It was worth the sacrifice. All I can give you on that is my solemn word.
Gale is positively voracious. Well, let him suck up all the magic he needs, as long as he doesn't snack on a Githyanki's silver sword.
I've known people who are hungry for power, but Gale takes it a bit too literally for my liking. I wonder how he does it. Why he does it. I'm sure all will be revealed in time, but I don't like it. A waste of perfectly good treasure.
I met a monster hunter in the swamp where we defeated the hag. He was looking for you. He mentioned your name directly.
What? Who? What happened?
He expressed a desire to capture you and take you back to Baldur's Gate.
Back to Baldur's Gate? Back to Cazador? There's no other reason he'd want me alive.
The hunter said he was pursuing vampires and claimed you were a vampire spawn.
Well, of course he did. I'm hunting a poor innocent for money isn't exactly going to win sympathy, is it? No, I'm here to save you from a monstrous vampire. That's much more convincing.
Who's this Cazador person you mentioned earlier?
Ah, yes. You don't know. Cazador is a slaver in Baldur's Gate. He captured me a long time ago. Insisted I call him Master. I only escaped when the Mind Flayers snatched me away from him. I shouldn't be surprised Cazador was hunting me. He always was quite, obsessive.
Why would Cazador want you taken alive?
Maybe he wants to make an example of me, to show what happens to runaways. Or maybe he thinks death is too good for me.
The hunter was a gur. Does that mean anything to you?
Of course, he'd send a gur to hunt me down. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Cazador always had a twisted sense of humor. But why send anyone after me? Hardly a threat out here.
Sounds like he won't let you go easily. How concerned should I be about his pursuit?
We just have to be vigilant, keep our wits about us, and kill any monster hunters on sight. We can probably make an exception for Will. Probably. I hope you're not here to ask about Cazador.
You said Cazador kept you as a slave. Don't you think we should talk about that?
No, I don't. The past is dead, so I exhume it when we have a nice, bright future ahead of us. Assuming we don't turn into mind flayers, of course. That might put a bit of a damper on things. The point is, I'm looking forward, focusing on what's important for our future.
The past is important. It helps define who we are, how we became who we are, and why. Personally, I wish I knew my own past.
Spite made me who I am. Now, let sleeping dogs lie, lest you get bitten.
So, Gale just consumes magical items like I do wine. We truly are a group apart. Nevertheless, as quirks go, that's a new one for me.
Gale slurped that thing up like a horse with a carrot. I hope he got what he needed from it.
So, how does it feel to be a devil?
It's said that anyone who bathes in the river of blood emerges as one born anew. It's a lot like that, I imagine. I feel the weight of these horns on my head, curling upwards like a mammoth's tusks. I feel these ridges snaking down my neck, not to mention a few bumps and prongs in unmentionable places. But I haven't seen my reflection just yet. Be my mirror. What do you see?
I see a friend who's been touched by the hells. In truth, I don't know what to make of it.
Then, I'll fight ever harder, be ever stronger, till my deeds eclipse my appearance. The people will see a curiosity, maybe even a beast hungry for their souls. But I will slay their monsters, keep them safe, and one day they will see the Blade of Frontiers again.
You have to find a way out of this pact with Mizora.
A possibility that's kept me awake countless nights. But I don't have a clue where to start, other than play her games and play by the rules. That's the only language devils listen to.
Couldn't we just attack her the next time she shows up? I am itching to smite a blasted devil.
We can have all for it, but it won't so much as chip one of her nailed claws. She'll escape to the Hells, and if we succeeded, my life would be taken in exchange. My contract is very clear. I can bring Mizora no harm. She'll have to let me out of my pact willingly. The only way out is if I can out-bargain her. We're standing here with nothing but the clothes on our backs and the worms in our heads.
We can beat her, I know it. If we put our worms together.
We can. I'm sure of it. How glad I am that you see me as more than my patron's pet.
I like Gale, but I'm keeping all my good gear well out of sight. Everything fancy he touches meets a grisly end.
Tonight, you can't chase the thoughts of that poor girl you killed from your head. You wonder what she looked like as she died. Squirming, skewered in abject agony.
Alfira's grisly death is still too vivid in my memories. I think I'm going to be sick. Perhaps a brief walk will help clear my head and the nausea.
Your body barely complies. You feel such rushes from your thoughts of the dead woman. Why did she die? The mystery gnaws at your pounding heart.
Milady? Jubilant day! I have found your vile self at last!
Who the hell are you?
Sceleritas fell. Your loyal and ever-adoring butler. I followed you, my dear rotted master. We have been parted so tragically long.
What in the damned hells are you talking about? I have no butler, you lunatic.
Oh, one hell of a butler. The most unprincipled servant you could hope for. You have always struggled to conduct yourself properly without me. I found you following the stench of that bard. She reeked across the coast like a piece of dog muck on the road.
Wait. Did you do something to me? Compel me somehow to murder that innocent girl?
Such fine work could never be done by a wretch like me.
It was an atrocity.
Anyways, I come once again bearing a part of your dreadful inheritance.
Inheritance? Is this something my past self owned?
You earned this iniquitous prize through your great show of exceptional violence the other night. I'm sure Master will be better soon. A fellow of your fine breeding is never down for long. I cannot wait until your next act of shameless barbarity.
There will be no further acts of barbarity from me, wretched thing. Now tell me everything of my past.
Though I would love to regale you with your past triumphs, I cannot. I am forbidden to interfere. Our debtors will not allow it. Be true to yourself, my lady.
Lady of Sorrows, guide us. Did you want something?
I'd like to know more about the Mother Superior you mentioned.
I'm not sure what else I can say, at least until I can remember more. She taught me, trained me, punished me. Often, I think I feel her influence when the wound pains me. Not even memories, just glimpses, impressions. Perhaps the wound is her doing, something Lady Shah bid her to do. I don't know.
Thank you, Shadowheart. We'll talk more later.
Copper for your thoughts?
You and that devil Mizora seem to know each other. How did that come to be?
We were both part of Zariel's inner circle. Her by choice, me by force. In the grand scheme of things, I'm inconsequential to Zariel. Sure, I've got the engine, but I wasn't even her strongest fighter. But she favored me like a child favors a captive pet. Mizora envied the attention, I suppose. I'm sure when Zariel gave her the order to hunt me down, Mizora was delighted.
I can see why you were so keen to escape. She seems a thoroughly unpleasant bitch of a devil, though I imagine that describes all devils, frankly.
No kidding. The fighting, the chaos, the betrayal. It had the makings of a good stage show, but I did not want to be one of the players.
Do you think she'll keep pursuing you?
I don't know. You'd think she'd have more important things to do. Devils and their pride.
Thank you, Carla. We'll talk more later.
At the ready.
Shah's blessings upon you.
You seem preoccupied a bit. Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Yes. There's one more thing I wanted to share about myself. Something I think you deserve to know.
What brought this on, if you don't mind my asking?
Honestly, trust. I can't remember the last time I sought to confide in someone like this. Maybe I never have, for all I know. But now it just feels right. It's difficult to put into words. I think it might be easier to just show you. Use the tadpole, the connection. Come into my mind.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I trust you.
What will I see?
How I came to be who I am. How I found my way to Lady Shah's embrace. I don't remember how it started, only how it ended. I was fleeing. She asked my name. Can't remember what I said. Can't remember anything before those words. All I know is she saved my life and gave me a new home with Lady Shah. It hurts. That's all I remember.
Something sparks in your memory about Selûnite rites of passage. You heard once about how they would send their children out into the wilds to navigate their way home.
You looked like you were wearing a moonstone. Isn't that a religious symbol worn typically by Selûnites?
You're reading too much into things. A childhood bauble, that's all. Just because Selûnites claim something doesn't mean they own it.
It's no wonder you're so dedicated to Shah. You feel you owe your life to her.
Lady Shah. But yes, her and those who saved me and taught me her ways. The Mother Superior. She made me who I am. At least as best as I can remember. She taught me, trained me, punished me when I failed her. Which was often.
What you describe sounds reminiscent of abuse.
Abuse? Nonsense. The Mother Superior made me strong. For the Dark Lady.
I'm sorry I've upset you. We should focus on our travels for now. Thank you, Shadowheart.
Must be the tree from the note to Gorga. What's that cleft there?